Thank you for liking the live. To the one person that just dropped the like. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me know because I'm unable to see certain things on the screen. I'm not able to see any comments. That section is hidden. I don't know what's happening, but okay. Let me change some things. Squares. Welcome to those of you who are just joining or gone. I hope that everything is okay in your neck of the woods. I'm just trying to find my way around this chat. If you can hear me, just drop a thumbs up. Oh, sorry. Now I see what is happening. Greetings, greetings. This is Bev, Doreen, Wagwan, Wagwan. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, there was something I was trying to set up here. Sorry, my people. Blessings and welcome to this real quick live. This live is just to let you guys know that sorry for me being absent. I was supposed to come live today, but unfortunately, I was unable to come because since last night, for those of you who know me and understand how the things go, you know that this time of the year is when we have to deal with the tropical storms. All right, thank you for that. If you say it good, it simply means that you can hear me clearly. So this time of the I was saying that this time of the year, we have to deal with it's the hurricane season all over. So we actually, since last night, we were actually out of power. Even now till now, we don't have water. The power just came back on, and I said, let me just jump on quickly and apologize for not coming with a video today. I come with a video. I do the podcast 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But unfortunately, I was unable to do so based on the fact that we were out of power due to the passage of tropical storm Jerry. No, my people, I tell you the honest truth. I'm telling you the honest truth. Um, Communities. I'm basically like in the middle of the flood right now. I am not flooded, but the adjacent villages, not community, adjacent villages, are flooded right now. To get in and out from where I am, to get in to come to my village, it's flooded from both sides. So there's two entrances, and both entrances are flooded right now. My husband went out and checked, and you know, it's by now maybe vehicles are able to pass, like low vehicles, but like certain vehicles maybe would encounter trouble with the water, you know, because because of the level of the water. So I don't know. I heard like bigger trucks were passing the utility trucks and stuff. I heard when they passed through, so it would have been easier for them. I don't know, maybe the tropical storm is now headed in another direction. It seems like it's going up Canada side instead now. So I'm in the Eastern Caribbean, and it was supposed to be like passing at least north, or I don't know how you to put it. I think they said north and like central parts of where I am would be getting it, but God was so good that we didn't get like a head on, because if it was, this thing has a lot of rain. It has a lot of rain because let me tell you something. I did a video, but I was unable to upload it because there is no power. Lightning for days. Hey, I mean, every year when these storms come through, is like it's always something else. It's like it's one that you've never seen before. It you know, it's always a new show. So much lightning. Oh my God. So I don't know, some power lines, even some internet lines are still down. Um, as my husband was saying, in some of the areas in the village itself, some of the internet lines are down. You could have earlier on I heard the trucks. They were closest to me. So our side is back on, and that's how I am able to chit chat with you guys right now. Our side is back on. But as for the others over in the other side of the village, I don't know what's happening. I really don't know. I'm just praying that, this thing actually, they're saying that it is dying down, and it's a good thing because, hey, it's a good thing because, my God, this thing has a lot of rain, a lot of rain. And because the island, some of these islands haven't seen rain for a long time, because we were even having like water off. They were turning the water off, like there was scheduled times. There were scheduled times when the water would be on and when it would be off, and they normally don't do that when um they normally does that when there's not enough water in the catchment system. You understand? So even though it is a good thing now that the rain has come and the island is able to get some water, it is bad in a sense because then places now are flooded. Hey, so if it ain't one thing, it's the next. Where my people, and I just saw as the power came back, and I just saw where the Philippines, I think it's Mindanao in the Philippines, got 7.5 or 7.6, something I slid across. Some video said 7.6. The first one I saw said 7.5 earthquake with some buildings shake, swaying like crazy. I know that they had one recently, 5 point something, last week or sometime in this week. I remember. But right now, the way how Mama Earth is behaving, well, we just have to give God thanks. I think some people died in the one last week. I think they're saying now this one, maybe two people um lost their life in this 7.5. So for now, it was just a quick update, my people, talking to you guys about why I'm missing, why I'm MIA. And as I was saying, some few days now, I just stayed off because number one, I stayed off the internet. Number one, like not too active, and not too keeping up with the schedules. Number one, I was trying to put things together, pack things up, put things here, there, so on and so forth. And another thing, also, like even for me coming live is sometimes an issue because
Don't want to take it back to the grave. You know,
yeah, even the issue, this issue with the issue with the power going on and off constantly. So that is another. Thank you guys for the 7 likes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I know at this time of the day it's kind of crazy for me to be here on at this time, but I just wanted to update you guys as to what is going on. Anyways, I am going to jump off. I'm gonna jump off. It's like 11. I've already spoken to you guys for 11 minutes. It wasn't intended to be quick. I mean, long. Yes, it's just a quick update, and I will resume to Yeah, yeah, no problem. Thank you for that, Bev. Thank you for that. Yeah, man, I'm not getting out of the house for sure. And it's still like it's two. What time is it? Two. It's 3:33 p.m. and it's dark, very dark outside. Still overcast because the clouds they're not gone as yet. And I think this system is very wide, even though it's weakened. It has a lot of rain, and it seems to be like it was a very big system, even though it is like just a tropical storm, not a full-fledged hurricane. No, I wouldn't want it to see if it was like a hurricane. Right, there's a tree, like Doreen would have know what I mean. If I said a jumbelin tree, there's a jumbelin tree close to the house, and all the leaves are gone from the tree. And there's also a golden apple. There's also a golden apple tree, um, on the other side where they have a unfinished structure. And on the top of that structure, all the golden apples came off of the tree, nice, ripe, even the green ones. The wind took everything down. So it was some strong winds, but um, thank God for life. We will resume to a regular broadcasting, like regular schedule for the podcast come next week, God's willing, if we're here in health, regular health and strength. Anyway, asides that, you can continue to support the other channels, the Real Things Reactions and Vlogs, and also Jamaican or Real TV. Those are the two other channels. E- oh wow! Oh, I'm telling you, look. Well, Holy paraking. Me nah go around there, Somebody normally cleans that. So now I'm upstairs. They will do the due diligence. Me nah go down there. I am not going down there. They normally will clean. It's in the contract that they clean, so we don't have to worry about that. Well, for the fruits, the not the fruits, the what you call it now, the golden apple. We say golden apple, June plum. For the June plum, I know the landlord normally comes and collects them, because for me, I'm not climbing up that uh, those stairs that are for the unfinished building. It has no rails and it's not safe, so they would take the chance. I can see it from where I am. It's just I can look at them, but if not my husband, me not going over there to collect nut. Oh, I'm not climbing those stairs. They're dangerous. It doesn't have rails. So not me. Otherwise than that, everything's safe. Those those June plum could stay there until the owner come and collect them. Cause me not going over there for them. They actually I have it in the clip when the breeze was when a lot of them were coming off the tree. But for now, I'm not gonna be able to upload anything because the internet. I don't know how I'm on. I was really, really, worried that maybe you guys wasn't gonna be able to hear me because internet is kind of iffy, and I guess because they're still working on some of the lines. But yep, this is basically what I'm here to update you guys on. Um, the last storm. Oh my God, really? Not me. Mm-mm. And there's a mango tree. Okay, so I'm surrounded by trees, fruit trees. There's a mango tree next to. I could actually stretch my hand through like under the porch and from under and pull mangoes from the tree. I did some videos back then, and at the last time in last year September, a whole big branch came down and took the clothesline along with it. Thank God nobody was there or close to that. So I actually thought that they would have come back this time before the storm and cut the tree some more away from the building, but this they didn't do. I was even saying it to my husband. I thought they would have, come and cut the tree because it's very close to the porch, the back porch. If that tree decides to come down, the porch will go with it, and this is on the top floor. So just in case anything like that happen, we would have to be slinging through the window. We would have to be slinging through the windows to get down from upstairs. But thank God, for His mercies, nothing like that. I know they said that some other systems are out there, but like right now, we just have to ask God for His continuous coverings and mercies, and we have to accept and prepare that. Accept the fact that this is something that we have to deal with. We are living in the path, like I say, the path of these monstrous storms, and we just have to prepare to run for cover in case. And that was basically what I was doing like some few days ago, just to put things in place in case, like the emergency kits, like let me say emergency kits, like stuff, documents where you would not want to leave behind. You would take them with you, you secure them and take them with you, appliances, so on and so forth. Then we can wrap up the TV, and then because then we want them to watch. I have to watch them. So it's kind of crazy, but you kind of put things, get things ready. A little grab bag that you could run with a change of clothes, because this thing would be like a overnight. By the next day, hopefully, you would be back at your home trying to salvage things. So, and it is this kind of roof is the dome shape, you know even though I'm talking to you guys, the fan is on, and the fan, you could tell that the power is kind of gearing to go off. So let me just wrap up and bunks, because soon I might be talking and then you guys can't hear me no more. Thank you for all the likes, for those of you just joined. I'm just sharing my experience, giving you guys also update. Let you guys. Hello, sis Marcia. Blessings, blessings. Yeah, I was just talking about. I'm about to go off. I was just explaining that the reason why I'm offline is because I was kind of preparing for the storm, which passed overnight, into not so long ago, and it took the power. It took the power, so we never had electricity. We don't even have water up until this point. So it was tropical storm Jerry. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. But I'm about to bounce because you can tell that the electricity is about to go off. Definitely. Anyways, thank you for dropping in. Thank you for hitting the likes. I see 12 likes, 10 people watching. Thank you guys. Hello, Elaine. Oh my God, I'm about to go off. Hello, sis Elaine. I realized the notification is going out very late. Um, I was just saying, I'm gonna repeat one more time, and then yeah, yes, sis Marcia. Yeah, we're good, we're good. It's just that the surrounding some of the communities. My husband went out and he came back. He was telling me that some of the surrounding communities are flooded. But like, if you have to cross to come into my village, it would be, you would have to come in a high vehicle. You wouldn't have to drive through the flood, the water. Otherwise than that, we are safe, and I'm hoping to resume back to the podcast, God's willing, come next week, if once we're in good health and a sound mind. Yeah, we'll come back. But otherwise than that, the storm is now past, and think they said that it dissipated. It kind of, it's weakening. It has weakened and it's heading. But these things have a way to go weak and then build up back strength. I think they say it's heading towards Canada side, somewhere there. But sometimes once it goes over the water, it picks up back strength. But I'm hoping that it just dies out, just go away, just die and go away, because back to back to back, these things won't let us be. These things are not giving us a break, bro. We are not getting a break. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all the well wishes. And yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It's just that we don't have water now, or yet. I hope that it will come back on, because you need these things. And at least I have the power, which is important also. Even though we have candles and so on and so forth, flashlight, things that you would need in a storm. We have all of those things, but to God be the glory, we have our life, which is most important. And it was not that bad. It was not that bad, you know. Couple trees lose them limbs or them leaf. Couple fruits came down, but that's the least. The best part, thus far, as I know it right now, nobody has. I haven't heard any news of anybody. Exactly, Sister Marcia. Exactly. God is good all the time. No joke. It's true. Nothing to joke with, because some people would, because they've never experienced these things, so they wouldn't understand. But me, the last two the last two serious ones were in 2017, and I know I would never wish these things upon anybody. Category 5 back to back, not even a week apart. Irma and Maria, back to back, right? And I was in the thick of both of them. And Maria went on. Irma messed up the entire island, and Maria went on to Puerto Rico. Maria had a lot of rain, and it went on to Puerto Rico and took a lot of lives, caused a lot of damage. But I'm just hoping that we don't have, you know, aside from that, the other little ones that passed through, even the one last year that I was telling you guys, I took down the mango tree, the limb from the mango tree, and so those are like minor things. When you say as a tropical storm, this is like, let me see, this is after, this is like the fourth year in a row that we're having it coming directly since 2017 though. The fourth year in a row that these things are coming direct, like coming to us directly, and we're feeling the effects where the island would not have power, not have water, be flooded, so on and so forth, but no lives lost. Like I say, we have to just give God thanks. While talking to you guys, something crossed my mind. Like, you see how I was saying, like, some people who's never experienced this, they don't know what you're talking about. This, aside from Irma and Maria, in 1988, I had the famous Hurricane Gilbert in 1988. So I can tell you, throughout my little 10 year in life, hey, hey, I had it. I have had it. Like three major hurricanes in my little tenure. Back in the days, you used to hear old people say, oh, 1950 something, there was a bad storm, and that was about that. They had it to talk about for generations. But now, these storms ain't playing with nobody. They're coming back to back. So in one generation, we'll see plenty severe storms. Plenty. But anyway, thank God, as we say. And we continue to, if there's any changes or anything, I'll update you guys like I'm here doing, as long as I have the power, as long as I have electricity. 'Cause power and electricity might sound a bit well, Gilbert. Listen, my house is right by the sea, Marcia. My house is right by the sea. And during that time, about 12 p.m., actually from about 10, the rain started falling. Like a little bit, things started to get, oh, that is in 1988. I remember it like today. And about 10 something, it get overcast, the rain started. We had like squalls, what we call squalls. And it was just falling a little bit, a little bit. Then we noticed by 11:30, the sea started getting very choppy. And my great aunt was saying, there's a gap by that runs past our house that leads the runoff from the main road and send it into the ocean. So if I'm on my porch, I would be looking into the ocean. But now things have changed. There's a house directly where I used to look in the ocean. There's a house right there on the rocks. So the back of that house is turned to the ocean, and it is The front is facing me, and there's a road in the middle now. So things have changed a lot. Now, we were on the porch, and when we're looking out in the ocean, the waves were getting very white and high, and they were coming up between the gap, coming up in between the gap. In 1970, there was a bad weather in 1978 or 79, can't remember. And I think somewhere in the Caribbean had got a bad hurricane. Oi, well go on, Sister Mora. And blessings, blessings. We're just chatting a little bit. Yeah, and it was the same thing where the ocean was coming up in that same gap, and it came up and took off in the 70s. In the 70s, I think it's 79, and took off the gate. The ocean came up, took off the gate, and went with it. Took off the gate and went with it. So when that hurricane came, when that hurricane came in Gilbert, when Gilbert was on his way, when we saw that when we saw the waves, kept coming in, my great aunt said to me, we're not gonna stay here, because if we stay here, those waves are gonna come for us. It's a high chance that those waves are gonna come into this house. The same way it took off the gate before, in like a few years before. This time, this is a category 5. It's going to come for us. Gilbert was a category 5 or 4. I think it was a 4 or something like that, but it was very bad. Hurricane Gilbert was very bad, very bad, and so was the other two, Irma and Maria. Hey, anywho, we left and we went to a neighboring school, and that was where we stayed. That school, the high school, it was made, the windows and stuff. You know how those schools, sometimes the windows are made from concrete. They style like the concrete. It has a design, like it look like decoration blocks. Um, some florally looking design. It was a 5. Oh, can't remember. Maybe it was a 5 in truth, because in those times, I think it was a 4 or 5. In those times, I was young, but enough to remember everything like today. Not a baby. I was in high school. That's why I say young. But I remembered, but not, I don't remember if it wasn't paying attention to remember if it was, or didn't understood enough what was a cat 4 or 5. That would have, that understanding or understandability would have come later on in life, a bit about cat 4 or 5. All me know back then was there was a hurricane and it was bad. So we left and we went to the high school and we rode out the storm. And boy, when our house, the front, the porch was concrete, the kitchen and the bathroom was concrete, but the middle section, it was made from out of wood. It was wood. You understand? And that was the only thing, and the only thing that saved us was because the concrete was holding up the board section of the house. Yo, other than that, everybody's house around us was flat. Everybody around us, the house was flat. So the roof, part of our roof went, which was the kitchen. Ironically, the kitchen section, the kitchen part of the kitchen roof went, and that was about it. But everything else was a-okay. In those days, we never had electricity running through. That was 1988. No, we never had electricity running through all the way through the village, so we wouldn't have to struggle with no nobody getting electrocuted, no wire tangling on the ground. No, it wasn't. And the village was not that populated. It was sparsely populated at that time, so maybe that's why all them roof they fly away, because and those houses went flat, because it was just board structure, board structure. But thank God for life. We live to tell the tale. And I think in modern Jamaican history, aside from the 50s or whatever storm that they were talking about 1951 storm. I think it was 51 storm, something like that. Because somebody did a song about 1951 storm. But aside from that, in modern day Jamaican history, I think that was something that was after that. Gilbert was rubber stamped in people's memories, boy, for decades to come. we wouldn't forget about we wouldn't forget about uh, Hurricane Gilbert at all. And then my experiences with Irma and Maria. Oh my God. And the trauma that came after that. Because now I'm in a smaller island. I was in a smaller island, and the island, after the hurricanes, the island was like a bomb drop in the island. People were being evacuated. I myself had to be evacuated from the island after me and my kid and the kids, because my husband had left maybe about a few days earlier, left for work on another island. Hey, and we had to be evacuated. We came up in a small plane. It was me, the pilot, my two kids, and three other people that we came out of the island with. It was crazy. That thing was like Armageddon, I swear. And then after the hurricane, everybody was just driving, like people were driving on the road, passing each other, looking zombified. People were just driving with no glass in the vehicle, no doors on the vehicle. There were boats on the big boats, on the road, because the water took the water the water took the boats out of the ocean and put them on the road. Then there's this movie Apocalypse. We pass fire truck in the middle of the road, half of the fire truck missing. We pass, like, it was so, I don't want to really have to go through anything like that again in a life, I swear. And even before anything could, like a plane could land, before that there was the British, UK had sent a ship with assistance. And before that, they couldn't even find place to land, and the kids never seen a helicopter in such close proximity. Now I'm considering me now on the third floor. On the third floor, you're and the apartment is up on a hill. Third floor, up on the hill. So you're neck and neck with the helicopter, trying to find somewhere to land so they could distribute water and whatever. Yo, that thing was like something from a movie. The kids them screaming and running from one room to the next, trying to hide from the helicopter. Hey, Jesus, I don't want to go through nothing like that again. And then the funny thing, even though as women and we are strong, sometimes when you just you will break down. You will break down, because then you begin to lonely. It's like, even though the kids are there, the stress and the loneliness, the fact that, okay, my husband is not there to help, to calm the kids down. I'm feeling scared, because then people were starting to go into people's house at night, like rumors. We were hearing rumors, because there was no phone, nothing was working, nothing. Actually, Jamaica, people from Jamaica, after everything cleared, there were people from Jamaica Public Service is who actually came to help the island. It took almost 7 months for the island to get back electricity. People from the government had to get send some workmen from the Jamaica Public Service to help restore electricity on the island. So there were rumors of people going around in other people's, breaking into homes at night. Let me give you a scenario. There was a car battery, and in those times, it put me right back in memory of olden days, when you get the bulb and you get the positive and the negative wire, and you string it to the bulb and you make electricity. That was what I had to do to keep, because then there was the generator that the landlord had at the time. It run throughout the day, like because they had freezers with meat and blah blah blah, and they didn't want it to spoil, so they run the generator in the throughout the day. And then there was this shortage of gasoline and all kind of confusion. So then at night, now when you would want the generator on, to just keep the kids from being afraid, even though we had candles, after a while those things are gonna burn out. And by that time, no plane could have landed on the island yet. So it took a little while before we had to get rescued out. So throughout all those times, then we would have to. They have a saying in Jamaica: "Turn your hand to make fashion, to make things work, to make things work." Hey, me, I don't want to go through that thing again. And every time, every year when it reaches hurricane season, I go into a kind of depression mode because I know what it feels like to have to go through a storm and not having like the big essentials. We need electricity. Come on, regardless of what it is, we need. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, my I was just praying that the light would have come back on. Before it came back on, I was just praying because for me, the fridge has a whole set of chicken and all kind of stuff inside, and I'm telling my husband, I think this was a bad idea. We shouldn't have, even though it was like they were there for some time. You'll cook and eat. You're not gonna be eating canned goods all the while. You're gonna buy stuff. You're gonna use the regular stuff. If the storm comes, it comes. You will have canned stuff. But then the storm came, and the power went off. No, the fridge had all those meat inside. Nobody knows how long before the power would have came back on. Hey. Oh God, I don't pray this on even my worst enemies. I don't have no enemies either, by the way. I don't, and I hope that nobody don't think of me as an enemy. But I don't wish this on anybody. No sir, no sir. Anyway, my people, I am going to bunks. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. I was just filling because I realized the time was short. We are now into 38 minutes. I am going to go make some nice warm cocoa tea and crawl right back into my bed. See you guys. See you guys on Monday, hopefully. I don't even know what's really going on the YT streets aside from the crazy, crazy things that's been happening lately. Yep. Aside from that, I will. Thank you, Sis Marcia. Do enjoy your weekend and see you next week. Bye bye.